I want to introduce myself to start with. I'm Jim Moreland. I'm the Director of Parks and Recreation here at the City of Little Canada. And we're here for Arbor Day, of course. Arbor Day was actually a week or so ago, but we decided to celebrate it on a real nice day like today. So that's why we moved it a little bit. I'd like to thank all the people that are in attendance here, especially the kids from the schools. And we have some members of our staff here, and part of our city council. Our mayor is here, is going to be speaking a little bit. Our parks consultant who designed this whole park is going to give you a little talk and a little history of the park itself. But we have going to perform today, we've got a couple of different classes. We've got Amy Burgoyne's class from St. John's, third grade class. They're going to be singing a couple songs. And then the classes of Becky Beese and Carrie Smith's fourth graders at Little Canada School. They're also going to be providing us with a little bit of music. And we had the first graders from both of the schools here to observe, and we've got plenty of cookies for you kids too, so you won't be left out. So what we're going to do here is we're going to talk a little bit about the park. We're going to talk a little bit about Arbor Day, and then we're going to plant a couple of trees. And we're going to kind of designate one of the trees here for one school. In fact, I think we'll pick them out right now. We'll put St. John's School tree right here. This will be kind of St. John's tree. This one will be Little Canada School's tree. So after we get done with the speeches, we're going to have you kids help us plant those trees and actually put some dirt in the ground and pack around them a little bit, and our maintenance people will help you a little bit with it, and we'll be putting some water in it to keep things growing a little bit. But and then after that, the real fun begins. That's when we have the lemonade and the cookies. And then after that, you might have to go back to school for a little bit, but not very long. Okay, with that, I'd like to bring up our mayor. He's going to welcome you here today, Mayor Bill Blazner.
Good afternoon. How is everybody today? Good. I also want to welcome and thank you for coming today. Looks like we finally have a nice day. It's been a very long winter, hasn't it? Yeah. We can sit out here in our shirt sleeves and stuff today without having a coat and long pants and everything. So, finally. So, are you happy to be outside? Yeah! You mean this is going to be more fun than maybe in school and learning things? Yeah. You know, Arbor Day started in 1872. That's 139 years ago, by a man by the name of Stanley Morton. We've been celebrating Arbor Day for 139 years. That's a long time. So I'm not going to get into Arbor Day or talk about the parks. I'm going to leave that to our next speaker, which is Mr. Sanders, the city's architectural or landscape consultant. So, but anyway, again, I want to thank you for coming. I want you to have a good time today. I want you to enjoy planting the trees and the treats later. So have a good day and thank you. Mr. Sanders.
Thank you, Mayor. Like I mentioned, our next speaker is Mr. Bill Sanders. He's with the architectural firm, Landscape Architects, Sander, Walker, Burgley Incorporated. Bill has been with our Parks department here for a long time. Bill helped design this park back 35 years ago or so. So he's well acquainted with what has went on here for the history of Spooner Park, and we're going to bring him forth here to give you a few words about the history and some other things about Spooner Park. Bill?
Thank you, Jim. Good afternoon. And welcome to Spooner Park. I bet a lot of you spend a lot of time here in Spooner Park. It's probably my favorite park, and I know a lot of you kids too and your families come down here for picnics and using the equipment and all kinds of things. So this is a beautiful park. This was really Little Canada's first city park, and it was named Spooner Park after a former mayor, Carl Spooner, and Carl was also the first chairman of the Park Commission and really got a lot of the parks going here, including this one. Carl was a man who really loved parks, and he loved trees, and he thought that we ought to preserve a lot of the character of Little Canada. The landscape was open and with lots of trees and lots of open space, and that's what he wanted. And so to preserve some of that, we developed a park system, and this is one of the central parks of the city of Little Canada. This park has a lot of different kinds of trees. There's probably at least 30 different types of trees in this park, and these trees live a long time. They might live anywhere from 50 years to 250 years, and so trees are an important part of the landscape. The oldest trees that we have in this park are probably some of the oak trees that are located down in this wooded area here. If you go down, there's a few pretty good-sized oaks in there that are probably up to close to 100 years old. Now, the big trees that you see in the background, most of these big ones are cottonwoods, and they aren't that old really. These are probably 50 years old, and so they might live to be 200 years old, and so they have a lot of growing to do. And you can see, as big as they are, they're going to be really big trees in the future. So they are really the giant trees that we have in this area. They aren't as big as what you'll find in the redwoods of California, but there are what I would call a giant tree. And so today we're going to plant a different type of tree. These trees that we have are basswood trees, and we have a few of those in the park already, and they're a very nice tree with a great big leaf, and they do very well in our open parks areas. So you'll have a lot of fun planting those. And I hope you come back and kind of check these trees out as you can all through the summer, see how they're doing. Next year, come back and take a look, see how they're growing, and I think you'll enjoy seeing them grow. A lot of the trees that we have down in this area around you here, these were probably trees that were planted in past Arbor Days. And you can see some of those are starting to get big now, so this is a good spot for them. And I would just like to say enjoy the rest of the day and have fun planting these trees. Thank you.
One other person that's here is a very instrumental part of our Park and Recreation Commission, who gives direction on what we do with the parks and how we put them together and what we put in them and that sort of thing. Linda Fahey is the chair of our Park Commission back here behind me. We're going to do the music first. That's the part we really came for. At least that's what I came for. So we'll start with St. John's Group. And they're going to be performing a couple of different songs. They're going to do the tree song, and then they're going to do Plant, Plant, Plant a Tree.
Though now it is slender,
Thank you very much. That was Mrs. Burgoyne's 3rd grade class from St. John's School. Next, like I mentioned, we're going to have Becky Beese's and Carrie Smith's 4th grade class from Little Canada Elementary School. Those 2 classes are going to be singing the song Trees of Life.
Trees are the mountain bent by the wind. Now then, weather gets strong within, laying down rings in the plenty of time, hoping the seasons are kind. Roots go down and leaves come up, a bit of care and a measure of luck. The trees of life will yet grow tall, the seeds inside of us all. Trees are the river roots in the sand, holding on fast to the changing land. Water be high or the water be low, you lean and you grow. Roots go down and leaves come up, a bit of care and a measure of luck. The trees of life will yet grow tall, the seeds inside of us all. All our trees all over the earth, you give us the air that we need at our birth. Wood for our homes and a place for our young. Warmth when summer is done. Roots go down and leaves come up, a bit of care and a measure of luck. The trees of life will yet grow tall, the seeds inside of us all. So take the seed in our hands and our hearts, planting it well where a new life can start. Part of the circle that never will end, the circle that comes round again. Roots go down, the leaves come up, a bit of care and a measure of luck. The trees of life will yet grow tall, the seeds inside of us all.
Very nice job. And they were led by music instructor Ben Jackson, by the way, too. So, nice job, everybody. But with that, if St. John's School would come and gather around this tree, and we'll bring somebody up there to help plant them. And Little Canada School can come gather around this tree. Everybody take a little shovel full of dirt and be part of helping plant those. We have a brochure for every child here on how to plant a tree. So when you go home, if you want to talk to your parents about planting a tree in your yard, you'll have all the directions there, and it's real simple directions. They're easy for kids to understand, and you can help your parents plant a tree at your house. Or over at your grandparents' house or somewhere else, but it's important to get trees started. So we have a lot of trees. It takes a long time for them to grow up. So the sooner we can get trees planted and started, the better off we all are.